Hey everybody, we're just going to hop on here real quick, give a short update on kind of what the purpose with this is. We're just kind of doing this to reach more of the lost people that's not going to be making it to church, haven't found church yet. Just a different way of speaking to people and finding people. Today we had a really good lesson in Sunday school. We had a Scott Brady teach Sunday school come in and say a few words, and really hit me this morning how he spoke on things. He was talking about, first of all, how we're supposed to mentor each other. We're supposed to all be followers of Christ and help each other out. And he had a great saying that I really liked. It was about, he said, it's if you leave the church, you had the radio station on, you had it on J103.1. It's a good Christian radio, and how you'd be listening to it, and how it's based out of Chattanooga, and that's kind of where your God's based somewhere. And the further you get away from that, the further you're getting away from God. So he was talking about is if you the further you went away from that radio station, the more static it got, and how if you go so far away, it's going to actually change into a whole nother radio station. It may not even be gospel no more. And the way to get back to that is drive closer back to your home where your God is. So as you get closer back, it's going to change from that other radio station. It's going to go through the static, and it's going to go back to the J103, which would just be like you coming back home to God. And that's what we're wanting to really do here. We're wanting to reach people that's hasn't came completely back home yet, because a lot of people in church, they're there, they're not really needing found. They've done made their way back to God, and there's so many people that's still lost. And where the static of that radio station is, you've got three kinds of people right now. You've got people that's walking with God, you got people that's far away from God, and then that static is your lukewarm Christians. And it even says in this Bible that your lukewarm Christians, God will spew you out. It's not a good thing to be riding the fence. You have to completely die to yourself to be able to get close to God. And the most important thing is being close to God. We've got to have a relationship with God, and we need to have a relationship with God daily, because a lot of times most people's relationship, we've even got some people that the relationship's only on Easter and Christmas. That's the only time they have a relationship with God, and that's not a good way to making yourself to heaven. Your main way is have a daily relationship with God. God's coming back or Jesus coming back for his bride, and that's what it says in Revelations, that he's going to be coming back for his bride. And I spoke on this whenever I got to preach at church. Is if you're looking for a bride, are you looking for a bride that you only spend 2 times a year with? Or are you even looking for a bride that you only see 1 time a week, and that's on Sundays? He's looking for a bride that wants to spend every single day with him. He's looking for a bride that talks to him constantly. And that's what we've got to be. We can't be the lukewarm Christians that's still out living for the world during the week, or living for the world on the weekends, and then only want God when something bad's happened.
It's waking up in the morning and it's automatically praising God, thanking him, worshiping. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. A lot of times the first thing in the morning that goes through my head is, thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's the only words that are usually doing laps in my head is thank you, thank you, thank you. He doesn't need any extravagant prayer or a full band for worship and praise in order for you to make him feel loved. It's just the little things. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated to the point to where you don't want to do it, because I got to do all this in order to be loved. I don't want to do that.
He's a loving God, period.
Yeah. Just wake up and say thank you. You read 10 verses out of a Bible, and then go get ready and start your day. Play worship music. Find good podcasts. It's all about changing your daily habits to focus on God. Because if you're still listening to secular music and nowadays podcasts about sex and gangs and just all that, then that's steering you away from God.
Anything in the world that gets your attention away from God, you've got to start cutting out. And we've done good on that. We've cut out the bar life, and we've cut out the drinking. And the bad thing is, whenever you start cutting things out, you're going to also lose people. So that's something you have to be ready for. Nobody said this life was going to be easy, and I know some of us make it look easy. We've had people coming up to us. It's like, man, you've quit drinking. You've made this look easy. Nothing about this has been easy. It's all hard, and it's a struggle every day. And even though we've done better and we have switched, we still fall short. Everybody's going to fall short, and that's something that even if you fall, you still got to get back up, and you got to pick your cross back up and follow God again. And another thing is, I've got some buddies, and they're going to be on here some. They're going to start getting on here. Aaron Maddox, Dakota. I've got some really good buddies, Ben Merriman, that's going to be jumping on here some, and they're really good about, if we see each other struggling at any way, we're really good about contacting each other and say, hey, brother, like, we're not here to condemn you or nothing. We're here to talk to you about it. Like, what's going on with you? And that's the way I think it really needs to be, is we need to pull people to the side and talk to them, and not condemn them. If you have a brother that's struggling, and even if they're at a bar, I hate to say this, because a lot of people don't believe, and once you turn a Christian, you became a new you. Sometimes you still got to walk in places that you used to be with a brother, to talk to them and say, hey, man, I know you're going through some things. What can I be here to do it? But I do suggest, anytime anybody's going to speak with somebody, spend time in prayer. Because anytime you're going to go into somewhere that's going to be different for you, you've got to have your full armor of God on. And you're going to have to fully lace up every bit of it and pray about it. And you've got to be right in your own mind before you go to speak to somebody.
Yeah, and I think it's just important to put on that full armor of God on every single day before you even walk out the door. You know, I drive 45 minutes on the interstate each and every day. That is one place where I just about lose my religion 3 days a week. I have no lies to tell. I struggle with road rage and people just being people. Yep. Not a people person.
Not at all. And that's just, it'll come, and everything, this whole journey, it becomes peaceful. And that's the reason I do want to reach some lost people that's not getting spoke to about God. Don't try to clean yourself up. Preacher Gary said during the message today is God will clean you. Our job is, and that's what I've accepted my calling to be, is my job is to come and catch him, and he'll do the cleaning. And whenever you come to God, don't try to quit drinking, don't try to quit whatever bad habit you got and then come to God. Just come to God first. He'll clean you up. And that's the good thing about it is we've got a loving God, we've got a caring God. No matter how far you've went away, he's still there. He's walked with you the whole time, and he's still close enough for you to just come to, and he's going to take you right in. There's a wonderful message, and I've got plans on it on one of these podcasts soon. It's the parable of the lost son. And the son comes back, and it just tells how the father rejoices and stuff after he's went and did all these things. And you've got another one with the lost sheep, where God leaves the 99 to go find the one, and everybody rejoices when he finds the one. That's what it's all about, is just coming to him, and he will get you clean. He'll get you where you need to be. But as of Christians that's listening to this, we have to go out and search for these people. Our job is to be searching for them. It's not to be in the four walls of the church. You're not reaching many people in them same four walls of the church. You have to be reaching people daily. In your workplace, wherever you're at, you need to be reaching them.
That, and being a light to people. It's not even necessarily just going out of your way to share the gospel. It's showing the love of Jesus. Love is what brings people in as well. It's, not shoving Jesus down their throats 24/7, but, if they are loving someone of the same gender, or they are in some type of gang doing drugs and selling drugs. I mean, no matter what walk of life they're in, showing them that love will eventually work on them itself.
Because a lot of people's church hurt. I've spoke to a lot of people and I was like, hey, won't you come to church with me? No, I've went through the whole church saying it's not for me. I can do the same thing you're doing at home. And one thing I want to say about that is you can do the same thing at home. Me and her, before we got into church, we was waking up in the mornings and watching YouTube and stuff. But the people that say I can do the same thing at home, are you doing the same thing at home? Are you reading your Bible? Are you watching some type of church on TV? You can sit there, everybody can sit there and say, I can do the same thing at home. I can love God the same as you do at a church, but do you do it? That's the big difference. And you've got to, I'm not trying to push church on nobody, but you've got to be around people with the same outlook on this as you do, because it's hard for you to be at home alone worshiping God and trying to get closer to God, but then being at a buddy's house and all they're doing is drinking and partying and stuff. That makes it hard for you to stay in your lane. And it's hard for you to be what God's wanting you to be.
A church is family.
A church is family.
And family keeps you straight.
Yes.
They tell you where you're going wrong, and they tell you, hey, let's try this instead of you doing that. They're keeping you in that lane of staying focused on Jesus, because if you're not going to be focused on Jesus, then you're going to sink.
Yes. And that's a big thing is that, and that's what I suggest anybody give Mount Harmony and Riceville a try. It's been a great church to us. It's been a welcoming church. I mean, we came in covered in tattoos. Nobody judged us one bit. But there's other great churches around here. Jeffrey Haney, that New Life, great church. I've got friends that's going there. I've talked to Jeffrey. Great. A different denomination is Jeff Scott. He's got a Remnant Family Ministries over by Ingalls. Him and Brandon Strickland, great people. I've talked to both of them. Brandon was a big part of me accepting my calling. There's multiple really good churches. Them three are just the ones that I know I speak to personally, and I know they're great people. But that's kind of what we wanted to just jump on here real quick. We've got to get back to church. We're doing a family dinner for I call it a family dinner because church is family to us now. But it's for the elders today. All the younger people are cooking for the elders and stuff and showing our appreciation, because with the elders, we wouldn't be here. They're a huge inspiration to us, and they guide us because they've went through everything we've went through, and they're here to guide us now to get us in our way. And it's just been a great thing for our family. Our son Declan's in church now with us every time we're there. They have a great kids church. I think New Life has a great kids church too. Anything else you need? Well, we'll get back on here soon. We just wanted to give a small rundown on everything that was going down, and we'll be looking to see you again. Thanks.